This is the sad story of a woman that lost her life simply because Georgia hospitals, the medical professionals in Georgia hospitals, wouldn't give this woman emergency medical care. This woman died because forced birthers have these crazy restrictions on reproductive care where they would rather let a woman die than to give her the medical attention that she needs. So this was from ProPublica. Amber Thurman died at 28 years old, and she didn't have to. And basically, what this ProPublica article is saying, that this woman's death was preventable. In her final hours, Amber Nicole Thurman suffered from a grave infection that her suburban Atlanta hospital was well equipped to treat. She'd taken some abortion pills and encountered a rare complication. She had not expelled all of the fetal tissue from her body. She showed up at Piedmont Henry Hospital in need of a routine procedure to clear it from her uterus, called a D&C. But just that summer, her state had made performing the procedure a felony, with few exceptions. Any doctor who violated the new Georgia law could be prosecuted and face up to a decade in prison. Once again, they were well equipped to treat it, and this is the Piedmont Henry Hospital in Georgia. Thurman waited in pain in a hospital bed, worried about what would happen to her 6-year-old son as doctors monitored her infection spreading, her blood pressure sinking, and her organs beginning to fail. It took 20 hours for doctors to finally operate. By then, it was too late. They let this woman's body just break down and her organs fail. They let an infection spread, and they let this 6-year-old boy lose their mother. That is what forced birthers are doing in these states. The otherwise healthy 28-year-old medical assistant who had her sights set on nursing school should not have died, an official state committee recently concluded. Tasked with examining pregnancy-related deaths to improve maternal health, the experts, including 10 doctors, deemed hers preventable and said the hospital's delay in performing the critical procedure had a large impact on her fatal outcome. Their reviews of individual patient cases are not made public, but ProPublica obtained reports that confirmed that at least 2 women have already died after they couldn't access legal abortion and timely medical care in their state. There are almost certainly others. Committees like the one in Georgia, set up in each state, often operate with 2-year lag behind the cases they examine, meaning the experts are only now beginning to delve into the deaths that took place after the Supreme Court overturned the federal right to abortion. Thurman's case marks the first time an abortion-related death officially deemed preventable is coming to public light. ProPublica will share this story of the second in coming days. We are also exploring other deaths that have not yet been reviewed but appear to be connected with these bans. Doctors warn legislatures women would die if medical procedures sometimes needed to save lives became illegal. Though Republican lawmakers who voted for state bans on abortion say the laws have exceptions to protect the life of the mother, medical experts caution that the language is not rooted in science and ignores the fast-moving realities of medicine. They also ignore that these people would simply watch women die. What kind of doctor or nurse just sits there and allows a woman's organs to break down and stop working? What kind of people are these? This is why I really want women to know and understand what dangers they are in being in these red states. The most restrictive state laws, experts predicted, would pit doctors' fears of prosecution against their patients' health needs, requiring providers to make sure their patient was inarguably on the brink of death or facing irreversible harm when they intervene with procedures like D&C. Why does it have to be irreversible harm or death? Why can't they have some common sense? Why can't these Republicans get out of women's health issues? Why is this even a thing that we are facing? I am so mad right now. They would feel the need to wait for a higher blood pressure, wait for a higher fever, really got to justify this one, bleed a little bit more. Dr. Melissa Cockty, an OBGYN at Emory, warned lawmakers in 2019 during one of the hearings over Georgia's ban. Doctors and a nurse involved in Thurman's care declined to explain their thinking and did not respond to questions from ProPublica. Communication staff from the hospital did not respond to multiple requests for comment. Georgia's Department of Public Health, which oversees the state maternal mortality review committee, said it cannot comment on ProPublica's reporting because the committee's cases are confidential and protected by federal law. The availability of D&Cs for both abortions and routine miscarriage care helped save lives after the 1973 Supreme Court ruling in Roe v. Wade. Studies show reducing the rate of maternal deaths for women of color by up to 40% in the first year after abortion became legal. My bad. But since abortion was banned or restricted in 22 states over the past 2 years, women in serious danger have been turned away from emergency rooms and told that they needed to be in more peril before doctors could help. Some have been forced to continue high-risk pregnancies that threaten their lives. Those whose pregnancies weren't even viable have been told they could return when they were crashing. Such stories have been at the center of the upcoming presidential election, during which the right to abortion is on the ballot in 10 states. In 10 states, they are voting on whether or not women should have access to care as deemed by them and their doctors. We people have to vote for women to have access to care that should be between women and their doctors. That is where we are in the United States. But Republican legislators have rejected small efforts to expand and clarify health exceptions, even in Georgia, which has one of the nation's highest rates of maternal mortality and where Black women are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related complications than white women. When its law went into effect in July 2022, Governor Brian Kemp said he was overjoyed and believed the state had found an approach that would keep women safe, healthy, and informed. After advocates tried to block the ban in court, arguing the law put women in danger, attorneys for the state of Georgia accused them of hyperbolic fear-mongering. 2 weeks later, Thurman was dead. Here she is with her 6-year-old son. Here she is smiling, full of life. And now her son does not have a mother. All because these people sit here and watched her crash. That's what they want to do. You got to be on the brink of death before they will operate. Just be this close. Your organs failing, your blood pressure dropping, your brain probably, no longer viable. Having to, for some people, get their uterus taken out. They got to take out their fallopian tubes that are breaking down because these doctors don't have common sense, and lawmakers feel the need to be in everybody's business when this should be between a woman and her doctor. Yes, I am upset. And yes, I am tired of people simply acting like this vote right now is not important. It's so important. This is life and death between women in some of these states. And I really hope that the GOP, the current iteration of the GOP, goes the way of the dodo bird and this woman. The GOP needs to go the exact same place this woman is. I need them to be gone. Vote blue, straight up and down. That's where I am right now. Y'all join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.